Hey there, guys. Gary here. Welcome back to Get Going Fast, where we're getting you going on this AI hobby in a quick and efficient manner in which you might learn something. And today, what we are going to look at is three essential little setup tools that are going to make your hobby so much better. Little things that whenever I come onto someone's computer, I always do these things for them because, like I said, there's just so much little stuff that can cause issue with your hobby that um, you don't need them all. So like, let's just kind of clean up some of the clutter, stuff you didn't even realize was there. You're going to learn something today, and you're going to improve on the things that you're doing. So let's jump right into it. Yo. Okay, we're going to start here with our just clean desktop, and let's open up our file explorer here, and let's just go to a folder like our E drive or something like this. We'll go to this temp folder. Now, when you're in this temp folder, one of the things that you can do, whether, if you're in an app or whatever, you can click anywhere on this white area, and there's always an option to open in terminal. Okay. Now, this is very important when you're working on stuff because quite often you need to get into the directory that you're working on so that you can run stuff from the command line. This helps a lot when you're getting errors that pop in, pop down. If you run it from your command line, this is called your command line, then it won't close. You'll still be able to see the error. As well, when we're running things like this .bat file, it opens up in a command line. But here's the thing. When you are first installing your computer, a lot of times, instead of, I'm going to show you this, instead of opening up to a command line, it opens up to this. And notice this is something different. This is called Windows PowerShell. See, it says PS over here. And then we try to do different things, and it looks different. We'll try commands that normally work in our command prompt, and we're going to get errors that say things like that doesn't work, or that command is not recognized, and you go, well, I don't understand why. I mean, I clicked the thing, it should work. I went to terminal, and I did it. It didn't work well. It's because actually you're in the PowerShell, and PowerShell is it's a different sort of thing that is more meant for doing administrative commands directly into your Windows. So here's what you do. You first install your machine, go to anywhere you want, any folder, do your right click and go open in terminal. It's going to pop up, and if it says Windows PowerShell or if it has PS over here, I want you to go up here to this bar, and I want you to right click, and I want you to go down to settings. Now over here, notice it says default profile. Okay, so that means what is it going to default to when a command prompt is asked for? Click there and just go down here to where it says command prompt. Change it, press save, and then close out the whole thing. It'll say, do you want to close all tabs? Yeah. Now the next time you open this up, we're in the command prompt, okay? Very good. So, and that will save you all sorts of problems in the future when you're doing that. All right, let's move on to the next thing. Okay, for the second one, I'm going to go ahead and we're going to do the similar sort of thing. We're wanting to be able to get into the command prompt, but not just the command prompt. We want to get into an administrative command prompt. Now, the reason for that is because sometimes there's things that require administrative permissions to do. And so we need a command prompt that is what's called elevated. Okay, so it's a way of saying, like, we can get into a basic command prompt, but it's not an elevated. It's like saying, hey, anyone can use this. The administrative one says only the administrator of the system can do it. And then we can do certain things, copy files in a certain way, install stuff. But here's the issue. It's not necessarily always obvious how to get there. So what we're going to do is we're going to click on our Windows key, type CMD, and notice it brings up an option for command prompt over here. And over here, we could click as run as administrator, but instead what we're going to do is click open file location. And it's going to bring up this window here, okay? And notice there is a shortcut. You can tell it's a shortcut because it has a little arrow there going on it, which means if you click it, it's going to go somewhere else. So we're going to make a copy of this by clicking on it and dragging it over here. But before you let go, notice it says move to desktop. We don't want to move it because that would take it away from where it's at and it would break stuff. What we want to do is hold down the control key and notice it changes to copy. See how it says move to desktop? I hold control, it says copy to desktop. So we're going to do that, then let go of the mouse and then let go of control, okay? And now notice it kept it here, but it also made a copy here. But here's the issue. If we just click this, notice it brings up the command prompt, but it doesn't bring up an elevated version. So what we're going to do is right click on it, and we're going to go down here to where it says properties. Okay, it's going to bring this up. And then down here, there's a button that says advanced. So we're going to click advanced. Now notice we have an option to run as administrator. So we're going to click that button and press OK. Then we're going to press OK. Now, every time we click this, it's going to open up into an elevated. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take it and I'm going to drag it down here. Well, I'm not going to drag it to there. Hold on, this stupid thing. I'm going to drag it down to here and I'm going to put it on my desktop or on my toolbar. Okay, it's not letting me do it right now because I'm making this video. But if you drag this down here, you'll be able to pin it down here. And you can see I've already got it pinned. So then all you got to do is click on your toolbar and it pops up. Okay, notice it does open you up. Does open you up in the C Windows System 32 folder, and that's because it's opening you up into the system folder. That's fine. When you open it this way, then you just have to navigate your way to wherever it is you want to go. Okay. Okay, for our last tip here, we're going to talk about where we download stuff to. Now, when you open up your browser, typically when you click a download, it automatically downloads into your downloads folder. So you don't choose where you want it. It goes into your downloads folder. And I can guarantee a lot of times what we end up doing is we get it into our downloads folder and then you guys install it into that same location. Okay, so it comes into here, comes to your downloads like this. You just click it, install it, and this ends up causing a lot of problems when you install into your downloads folder because essentially your downloads folder is a system folder, and that's why you get errors sometimes that say things like can't find this file. You go, well, the file's there, why can't I find it? And I can't find it because it's actually in a systems area. It might have spaces in it. It's all sorts of issues. Same thing when you install on your desktop. Okay, now the thing is that it's easy to make that mistake because when you use your browser, it defaults to your downloads folder. So what we want to do is we want to open up our browser and go over to our settings. So let's click on this little three dots here. We're going to go over to settings at the bottom. Now just at your search settings, just type the word download. Okay, and we're going to find a bunch of different stuff. Now notice down here it says ask where to save each file before downloading. So yours is going to probably look like that. And that's why it's just auto downloading to the downloads folder. Click that. And now whenever you save something, it's going to actually ask you where to save it. Then you can go ahead and save it to my C drive, put it in this certain folder. Again, what I suggest everyone do is, let's say you're installing Rope. You download Rope, the face swapping software. Create a folder on your C drive or whatever, call it AI Tools. And then in AI Tools, create a folder called Rope. And then install it into that folder. That helps you keep organized. So when you do this, when we set up our Chrome browser to say where to save stuff, then it makes it easier for us to put the file in the place that we want it. Again, if we go back over to our File Explorer, and let's say we say, well, it's okay, I'll just keep downloading it here, and we download this to here, or download it to here, then I have to copy it, then I got to go to my C drive, then I got to go make a folder for it, make my AI Tools folder. Do I even have an AI Tools folder? There it is. And then I have to create a thing, and then I got to paste it. So you end up having to do a whole bunch of work there because you downloaded it to your downloads folder, then you had to go create the folders, then you copied it, then you pasted it. Just set up your browser, okay, to ask you where it is. So then you know exactly where you're putting it. You can create the folders at the time of saving if need be, and then you put it there. And then you can also make sure that you're installing it in a place that's going to work.